Hey guys, it's Dan, your host of Dan's Reviews, and today I'm back for another video for today. This one's going to be doing another video for the Walking Dead universe. We're going to be discussing an article from Screen Rant where they go over the outbreak of the Walking Dead universe and how there are more details shared on how the outbreak went down. So, definitely wanted to discuss this one. You know, it's kind of crazy when you think about the fact that this franchise is heading into its 15th year, and we're still getting, like, pieces of info, and we're still getting pieces and answers of what happened with the outbreak in the Walking Dead universe. You know, that's one of the biggest things that I'll always appreciate about this spin-off era, is that they are expanding and they are, going over things that you wouldn't really learn about in the main series. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing I very much do appreciate about the spin-off era, in particular the Daryl Dixon show. However, this is something I want to acknowledge because I do find this to be a very interesting topic, to say the least. This article basically went into the fact that the outbreak has had more info shared on it recently, and there is more things that they've kind of, shared. And their big thing with this is they say that apparently, fun fact, is that Daryl Dixon revealed that scientists in France is why the outbreak happened to begin with. Now, we obviously know that because obviously back in season 1 of the main series, Jenner did say that it started with the French, and then it grew and it grew and it grew, and then obviously Daryl Dixon went into that a little bit more, and, we saw obviously the variants, we saw the state of, France and the way it all went and stuff, and we're willing to believe that France was the first place that did have an outbreak of the dead, right? I mean, that's obviously up in the air. You could say maybe not, but that's the common, knowledge, is that it appears like France was first when it comes to the outbreak of the apocalypse. So, here's the thing though, right, is that with something like that, it's interesting because now we have a situation where Daryl is in France. You'd think that they'd be giving us all this information about it, yet for some reason, and this is why I criticize season 2 of Daryl Dixon so much, is for some reason we never got the answers we were looking for. And let me explain what I mean by the answers I'm looking for. We never knew how the actual apocalypse happened, the actual reason, how that came to be. That is something that they easily could have displayed in front of us in this show. Another thing, we could have easily seen why France was the first place that, of course, had the outbreak going on, and we never saw it. That is the main problem with Daryl Dixon. They were so close. They were like on the surface level of it, you know what I'm saying? But then, unfortunately, and this is a fault to season 2, because season 1 of Daryl Dixon, I definitely felt like was going in that direction. Where it was like, okay, you got Janae, you got the Pouvoir, you got her group, they're doing their thing, they're experimenting on walkers. Hell, maybe they're experimenting on walkers because they're trying to figure out how the hell these things were created to begin with, and maybe even an ultimate twist where you find out that somebody behind the Pouvoir was the reason for this screw up to begin with, you know what I'm saying? And maybe you even revealed that the outbreak happened because of something to do with the Pouvoir. You could have done so many interesting things with that, but instead, the Pouvoir was nothing but a bunch of savior ripoffs that steal supplies from people and experiment on walkers because they're bored, basically. And that's it. Nothing ever came of them. And that's the most unfortunate thing right there, is that the Pouvoir and that whole storyline had such a advantage. It had such a chance to give us some of the most insane Walking Dead lore of all time. And they didn't do it. They didn't go for it. They cowered. They decided to curl up in a ball instead and just treat them like any other group of villains. And then, of course, Daryl Season 3, as we've seen in the footage, has absolutely nothing to do with any of this outbreak stuff at all. You've got Daryl Dead Redemption over here. They don't care. So, all that to say, the outbreak in France, starting in France with scientists accidentally releasing it, as Screen Rant is saying here, I would love to say that's what happened, but unfortunately, we don't have any backup evidence to back up that statement. And I wish we did, because as you guys know, I am a huge defender, and I was a huge defender back last year of Daryl Dixon Season 1. And the main reason I defended Daryl Dixon Season 1 so much is because of its originality, for one thing, but it was also because I felt like we were building to a massive, massive moment, you know what I'm saying? Where you find out exactly what the Pouvoir is doing and the motives behind what they're doing, and you even get reveals that they had something to do with this whole thing. I felt like that's where this was going, and that's why I was so blown away with Daryl Season 1, is because I didn't expect him to go that route at all. But then, in season 2, they just dumb it down. It's like, oh yeah, we experiment on walkers and we steal supplies from people and we go around, with our big guy trucks and stuff, and that's it, Whereas they really could have actually explained some lore. They could have given them some, purpose. They could have given them some kind of massive advantage. And hell, Genet could have been literally part of the reason why everything goes the way it does. I feel like you could have easily had that doctor, that scientist guy, be the accidental reason why the outbreak happened altogether. Imagine that reveal. Imagine that knowledge. And now Genet's trying to cover it up for her own goods, and she's trying to do her own thing. I think that would have packed a way bigger punch than just, oh, we're experimenting on walkers, and oh, we're the friggin' French saviors. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what they felt like in season 2. They didn't even feel like the same thing. Season 1, they felt moving. Season 2, they did not. You know what I'm saying? So, here's the thing. Origins of the Outbreak, I mean, it's a loose statement. It's a loose statement if I've ever seen one before. I mean, it really is. Honestly, I really wish that they would have went into it more. I think it's part of the reason I'm so disappointed in Daryl Dixon Season 2. I mean, there's a plethora of reasons for sure, like Isabel's death and, other things like that, but that's the main reason why I'm disappointed in Daryl Season 2. We did not focus and we did not do the storytelling that they should have done. And they should have revealed more about the outbreak. I felt like that's why we were in France. But it sounds like the only reason why we're in France, and this is when I have to roll my eyes, the only reason why we're in France is so that Norman Reedus can go to different countries and go on a bit of a vacation. Which is what I was hoping this show wasn't for. I was hoping that this show was Daryl goes to France for a very valuable reason. You know what I'm saying? Because of the outbreak, because of the way the walkers are. That's why we were seeing different walkers. Daryl Dixon's spinoff, I'm telling you, man, it's like The Ones Who Live. They had something great going, and then they messed it up. You know what I'm saying? That is exactly what the Daryl show is like, and that's exactly what The Ones Who Live is like. You could have easily had the CRM turn into something massive, but you didn't. Daryl Dixon, you could have easily had the outbreak and the origins of the zombies and all that stuff be massive, but they didn't. Dead City, I swear to God, don't ever overhype stuff, because Daryl Dixon and The Ones Who Live did that, and look where we are now. None of it means anything. They are literally just a group of people that go by the name of the pouvoir, and they died like they were nothing, and that's basically it. There you go. So, yeah, it is unfortunate, but I figured I'd acknowledge it, because it is definitely something where I think they let us down with that. I think they had a real chance and they blew it, unfortunately. So, let me know your opinions, though. What do you think? Do you think that Daryl Season 2 revealed enough information about the outbreak? Do you feel like you got all the knowledge you wanted? Because I don't, but, maybe I'm missing something. Maybe y'all, feel more satisfied with it than me. Always possible, of course, so I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. But anyway, if you're new to the channel, guys, and you enjoy videos like this, make sure to click the subscribe button to not miss any other videos for The Walking Dead. Make sure to follow me on Dan's The Walking Dead reviews on Instagram, guys. And, of course, I'll see you guys pretty soon for more videos for The Walking Dead, Daryl Dixon. Enjoy the rest of the day, guys, and peace out.
Born in the dark alleys, city of concrete. Dan's reviews blowing up, never taste defeat. Walking Dead dissected every plot twist beat. World gone mad, TV junkies hit a treat. Typing up scripts, marathon through the night. His opinions hit harder than a street fight scene. Every episode, brain sharper than a knife. He's the beacon of critique, shedding TV light.